When Queen Elizabeth passed away on September 8, 2022, British people stood in a queue of 10 kilometers or longer to bid final farewell to her during her lying in state. Why was the Queen worshipped and adored so much by the nation? Let's revisit the British constitutional monarchy. Now, a monarch is a person who holds the highest position and commands the nation, and if that's hereditary, we tend to imagine that they are dictators with absolute authority. However, the British royal family is based on the constitutional monarchy system. In other words, although they are monarchs, they are restricted by the Constitution. It's a completely different system from an absolute monarchy. There's a long history behind the British royal family becoming the one based on the constitutional monarchy. Firstly, a king who united the regions of England emerged around the 9th century. Then, in 1066, William I started the Norman dynasty. This dynasty led to the current British royal family. Initially, successive crowns were indeed absolute monarchs, and they ruled the country without their authority being restricted by anyone. However, King John of England, who ascended the throne in 1199, struggled for power between nobles, lords, and the church. In order to end this conflict, in 1215, he granted a document stating that privileges would be granted to them. This is the so-called Magna Carta. In this, approval of freedom and protection of the church, and that the king has to follow certain rules concerning the taxation on citizens are stated. Moreover, Article 39 states that British citizens can only be punished based on trial at a court. This means that even a king cannot arbitrarily punish citizens. Some of the articles of Magna Carta remain on the present British statute book. Basically, King John restricted his authority himself, and by distributing it to nobles, lords, and the church, he chose to end the conflict and coexist with them. However, James II, who was enthroned in 1685, resumed absolutism and tried to invalidate some laws, but he came into conflict with the church and parliament as expected. As a result, James II fled abroad, and in 1689, his daughter Mary and her husband William ascended to the throne together. At that time, they approved the Declaration of Right submitted by Parliament, which is a declaration stating that even the Crown should abide by the laws created by Parliament. This became the Bill of Rights. At that time, Parliament consisted of local influential figures such as nobles and major landlords. It was a little different from representatives of citizens, but at least it could create a mechanism for Parliament to restrain the power of the Crown. This series of events was called the Glorious Revolution because they advanced without bloodshed and became the foundation of the constitutional monarchy, which is the unique system of the British monarchy. The Glorious Revolution achieved restrictions of the crown from the perspective of Parliament, while it enabled the royal family to update itself, adapting to the times, and survive from the perspective of the royal family. For example, as we see in the French Revolution, the royal family, which dwelled on absolute monarchy, didn't match the times and ceased to exist in the end. It could be said that the British royal family has a history of 1,000 years because it updated itself, adapting to the times.